Welcome to Primal Armor, a podcast centered on helping each and every listener strive for a healthier tomorrow. I'm your host, Jeff Kimple, and I'll be covering every aspect within the field of health, helping you build that strong foundation for improving your physical health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, and more. It's time to take your personal wellness into your own hands, and Primal Armor is going to help you reach those goals. I just want to thank you for taking the time today to tune in and listen to today's topic. Enjoy. Before we get started into the episode, I just want to take a few seconds to thank today's sponsor, Anchor Podcasts. They allow me to create and edit these podcasts for you guys. They're also the ones who distribute this podcast to other platforms such as Spotify and the Apple Podcast app on your phone, so you guys can listen to it anywhere at any time. It's everything needed all in one app. I encourage you all to get started today. Go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and follow the podcast. For episode 18 of the podcast, we're bringing back another question and answer style of episode. The last Q&A that we did was one of our most successful episodes up to date, and I'm even more excited for this one. Today, we have guest Dillon Smith. I met Dillon through some of our coursework together at NIU, and I just always remember him being the one that just carried around his gallon of water everywhere that he went and just killing it in the gym every time I saw him. But we really never connected much further than that through our coursework in school. So lately, I've just seen him start some pretty cool things that I wanted to learn more about. And what better place to do that than here on this podcast, so everyone else can get a better understanding of the ideas he's putting out there too. So to start off the episode, I'm going to let Dillon introduce himself and give a little bit of his background story.
Yeah, this is definitely a perfect place. Well, thank you for that short introduction. Definitely, we saw each other a little bit, got to talk a little bit, and I love to reconnect. This is a perfect place for it. I love it. But yeah, man. So thank you again. I just want to say for having me on this show. Thank you for inviting me in here to talk a little bit and just share what I have to share. So with that being said, kind of a little backstory about me, what got me here to where I am right now. I guess the biggest thing, I just love bodybuilding. I love fitness. I love the body. I just love everything that goes into it, how everything moves, how everything works. It just all works as one. So with that, I guess that foundation started when I was little. I grew up as an athlete. I played baseball, basketball, football, ran track, played soccer. I did pretty much everything and anything I could. I was just an all-around athlete, But with that, so I took that, through school all the way through high school, and then I ended up taking soccer to junior college here close to my hometown. It's in Peoria, Illinois. It was Illinois Central College. It was a cool school. It was a little tiny thing, but we had a killer men's team. So I walked on and made the team, got a full ride scholarship with that, and learned, how to be a collegiate athlete. Dude, it was the greatest training I've ever went through. It actually, I still owe it to that coach, because he morphed my mentality. He kind of changed things, how I think about things, how I see things. It's for the better. Absolutely for the better. And it's kind of what got the ball rolling here. So after 2 years playing for that team, I actually tore my ACL in my right knee at the beginning of my second year. So
Wow.
Just the whole season I was out, it sucked, but I actually tried to come back and play a little bit more, and then ended up re-tearing it. So that was fun. It was just a fun year, let me tell you. So dude,
that probably gave you a lot of setbacks too that you learned a lot from.
Oh, absolutely, man. Everything in life, just like Tony Robbins says, we can either see it as something that is against you or for you. Life is happening either to you or it's happening for you. And I choose to see it as life is happening for me, because even the bad things, like tearing my ACL, it led to so many good things. So I have to focus on the good things, because it's providing opportunity to me, So that's what I'm searching for. But yeah, dude, I tore my knee, and then I tore my ACL, and then I was out, got surgery, and I was just kind of sitting there, and I go from literally doing a training, some sort of physical activity every single day for hours, to just nothing, just laying on a couch. sucked. It was terrible. I hated it so much. So it kind of just got me antsy. And then like I started doing upper body stuff, and I actually started training with P90X. It's this like home workout routine, and this is like a group fitness type stuff. But oh, dude, it was killer. And I actually started doing that in high school. So like I continued to do that since it was like at home stuff, and I could just kind of do it quick. And then I started, once everything was healing again, I was getting back in the gym, started lifting weights, started bodybuilding, started gaining muscle. We had that like aha moment, like, oh damn, I could do this pretty easily. Like I grow muscle pretty quickly. Like, this is sick. I like this feeling. So I continued it, got into bodybuilding, started studying kinesiology at NIU, and just learning exercise science and kind of the fundamentals and mechanics of how the body works, getting that scientific base behind it, and started personal training, and just blew up from there. Just kept going, and just like, I'm blessed to be where I am right here. I'm grateful, and I love it, man. I love helping people. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. I can just see how passionate you are about it, and that's why I wanted to bring you on here.
Yeah, man.
And I've seen you start this thing called Growth Mindset Fitness, and I just want to know what that is. I've been seeing you post some stuff about it, but I don't really know exactly what's behind it. So I just wanted to learn more about that from you.
Sure, man. Sure, absolutely. Like, this is one thing that I'm super excited about. So it's a little fitness business that I'm starting that is gonna be tailored around building muscle, and even weight loss as well with that. But the main thing is just going to be taking people and teaching them, giving them the tools and fundamentals on how to just instill discipline into their lives, to literally go from where they are right now to where they want to be. I'm going to give them that bridge. I'm going to build the bridge, and I'm going to get them there. So that's the whole thing. Like, I'm devoting my time now to giving back to helping people, and just helping them grow physically, mentally, and just anything else that they can with it. So
is it more like online coaching, or like programming, or nutrition, or what is it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of all of that. I have some online training that I'll be doing with it. Kind of just taking on a few clients, though, not taking on like hundreds of people, but I am, for the people that are like trying to change up their workouts, trying to build muscle still, and they're kind of stuck, they're hitting that plateau. I actually have a lot of programs that I wrote. So I have like 8 weeks of workouts, daily workouts that change up every single day. It stays consistent, but it still shocks and awes your body. So your muscles are continuously like working, they're continuously being shocked to growth, So that's the best thing. It's periodized all the way through. So just constantly changing, constantly getting harder as you go through. Wrote some core workouts in there, cardio workouts. So it's just a whole 8-week program, with everything. And I'm also, on top of that, I'm giving out just like nutritional advice. I have a whole bunch of different like 1-page articles and content that I created just to help people just, achieve their goals. That way, like, I just want to be able to give somebody everything they can do so they have no excuse not to be successful. That's my whole goal there. So
yeah, I like that. So your programming, obviously, is probably like bodybuilding based.
It's a little bit of bodybuilding, more focused and more building muscle, but it has more of a kind of a functional swing to it as well. So I have a lot more like my core based workouts are more of just that functional, full body, keeping it tight, and being able to transfer force and resist force, which is how you grow, which is how you train the core,
Right.
Which is how you build that 6-pack.
This probably goes into a little bit of both, but like, what are you doing right now during all this with no access to a gym versus like, what would you do if this happened midway through your program for someone that just wouldn't have access to a lot of things except for things in their house?
Ooh, good question, man. What a question. Damn.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can, that's hard. So it's a challenge, but with all challenge, just like everything, like I said, like Tony Robbins says, like life either happens for you or to you, so you can see this challenge as something that's happening to you, like, oh darn, like this sucks, I can't do anything, why is this happening to happen, like right now I was just getting ready for my summer shreds, and now I just have to sit at home, I can't do anything, the gym's closed. Or you could look at it happening for you, be like, okay, the gym's closed. I needed to change up in my workouts anyway. So I'm going to research online. I'm going to find out all these like body weight calisthenic movements that I can use and that I can implement into my workout when I get back into the gym. That's going to help me continue to build strength. So that's what I've been doing. Just a lot of core work, a lot of like planks, push-up, plyo stuff, going from a plank position on your elbows right up to your hands. That's killer. Doing that for time. Doing just a lot of I do have a barbell, and I do have like a couple dumbbells, so I've been getting creative just trying to do all that stuff. So
but yeah,
it's been creative.
Yeah, you always have to be learning more and trying to expand what you know, because there's so many people in this field these days, and they're just trying to one up you, so you also have to be doing the same exact thing. And it's like you said, for what Tony Robbins said, you got to learn from everything. It's got to be a learning experience. You just can't let anything put you in the ground. Otherwise, life will control you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
And so that kind of
just got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You just got to be you got to be vigilant to that. You got to understand. You got to be conscious of that. You got to be conscious of how you think and what thoughts are coming through your head and what thoughts you're acting on and what thoughts you're not acting on.
Exactly.
It's just with life.
And that kind of just takes us into the next question I got. Just like I said, there are so many people in this field that are trying to make it big or try to make a living with it. So what would you say that makes you unique and sets you apart from all those people? Like, why should they come and do growth mindset fitness? Or why should they look into you and search you more?
Yeah, that's true, dude. There are a lot of personal trainers, quote unquote, right. A lot of people that are trying to help out, doing their part, doing everything they can. That's great. That really is great. There should be options, but like that's cool. I let those options kind of play over there because I don't compete with that. I don't try and I don't search out to like compete there. I try to dominate. I want to dominate because like I'm not like the thing that sets me apart. I'm not here and then I go. Like I stay. When I do something with a whole 120 effort. Like everything I got, everything in me goes into it. So like I'm breathing life into this, and it's literally something's gonna come out of it. And like I'm gonna stay until something comes out of it, And I'm gonna continue working, continually getting better, and just dominating what I do. And that's helping people grow. That's helping people change the way they see things. That's helping people learn how to master their nutrition, learn how to master their workouts, learn how to literally take an exercise and kind of tweak your body just a little bit and really activate a certain muscle and just burn that thing out, and grow it. So that's what I have to set on the table, That's what I have to bring on the table.
I like that.
People are going to like it. People aren't going to like it.
Right.
But that's fine. Like not everybody's going to be a perfect client for me. Like I can't help everybody. But those people that I can help, the people that are determined and willing, I want to help you. And I will help you.
And I really like the way that you put that. It's because like a lot of these people, they're trying to make it big or they're trying to like make a name for themselves. So every time a new fad comes out, whether it's a diet or an exercise, they try to jump the boat to the next thing to try to get their name out there. But those are the people that end up usually failing because they have no passion into anything. They're just trying to make a living. To where if you have a passion in something, that's when people are really going to notice and just see what you are doing, and they're going to just follow along because people like usually just try to burn off your own passions. And they'll see how you are, and that's how like they'll learn like this is the person I want to go to.
Yeah, baby. Like power flows to power.
Exactly.
Power brings power. Like that's the thing. Like we all are powerful. It's just how we flow the power to other people and how we receive power. Just floating it back and forth. The abundance is everywhere. Abundance is out there. You just got to tap into it.
And then I also saw that you're coming out with a new book. I'm really interested. Yeah. I'm interested to get that and read it, but without giving too much away, just like what's it cover?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. Like this is everything that I've been saying so far, and everything like that I've learned throughout going to the junior college that I went to study. Like first it was history teaching, then it was athletic training, so learning how to heal the body or like repair the body, and then studying exercise science at NIU at Northern to learn how to kind of build up the body before or to prevent injury, you know, so I got a best of both worlds. So it's just all the years of studying that I did and years of application that I did as well with bodybuilding. It's literally almost a decade's worth of information now, and it's all right here. So it's all about the mindset. It's all about growing the mindset, or building the mindset, how to stay disciplined, how to stop yourself from acting upon negative thoughts, how to just be peaceful and happy with yourself, you know, and then how to master your workouts, how to structure your workouts to where that it's going to benefit you the most, because everybody knows they have to continually change, but nobody really knows what that means, or like how they actually need to change, like how can they change, and how to differentiate between like intensities. Like that's the biggest thing. Just tweak intensity, and that doesn't always mean how much effort you put in. Intensity is also time. Intensity is also how many reps, like, and how many sets. Like there's so many different things intensity is, and you can tweak it, and that's how you really master like your workouts over a period of time. That's how you change your body. That's how you grow muscle right there, you know. So I just have that information that I want to share with people, and man, it's helped so many people already, and I just can't wait to help some more. And then we also finished the book with nutrition section. So this is where it's going to break down like literally fats, proteins, carbs, energy, kind of get a little science based in there too, you know. So me and a buddy, a friend of mine, actually wrote this book, so kind of co-authors with it. So we're super pumped. His name's Brendan Jenkins too. So he's a great kid. He's super knowledgeable. He's a bodybuilder as well. This man's huge. He's a monster. And actually we're gonna be competing together in August too. So it's kind of cool. Writing this book, training together, competing together. It's gonna be dope.
I like what you said. How you have 10 years of experience behind this book, because you'll have a lot of people looking at me or you saying, "Oh, this kid's so young. What does he really know? He just looks the way he does because he's so young." But what they don't realize is not only do we have like a college education behind it, but people are starting very, very young in this field these days, just getting into the weight room and just experimenting new things. And over 10 years, you can just try so many things and fail, and then you learn like what your own philosophy is. That 10 years of experience gets you a whole wealth of knowledge that you can give out to just anyone out there.
It absolutely does. Absolutely. You know, that's very true too. Like people do look at us as young. You know, we're just starting our lives, and we are young.
Right.
We are, you know, we are, but that's fine. Like you don't need to be old and like gray haired to be able to help someone.
I know.
You know, we're all learning, we're all growing at the same time, just at different paces. So that means there can be somebody ahead of you that you can still help, and there can be somebody behind you that you can pull across the finish line. Like no matter which way you're doing it, man, like we're all pulling each other.
And
right?
Yeah, oh definitely. And then that goes into my next question of just like how I was saying that you have 10 years of experience behind you, and that kind of like helps you create like what your philosophy is. And that's just what I want to know is like, what would you say your health philosophy is? Or like, if I asked you to describe, like, how would you tackle like fitness and nutrition with someone new? Like, what would you say you base that off of? Like for myself personally, I say like, for just the average Joe just out there that's looking for some help, that just eating any sort of healthier diet, just trying to get more real foods into your diet and getting up off the couch. Like that's my philosophy right there. Like,
oh, yeah.
That's my health philosophy. Like if you told me to get into my fitness philosophy, I could go for episode after episode of that because there's so much that gets into it. but for just the average person out there with like how unhealthy we are in society these days, just eating some healthier foods and getting up off the couch is going to make a difference in probably like 90% of the population.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So that's my philosophy. So I'm just wondering, like, what would you say your philosophy is? Like, it doesn't even have to be like a health philosophy. Just like, how would you like, if someone came up to you new and said, Dillon, I want to start growth mindset fitness. What would you tell me to do?
Well, first thing I would say, I'd say that's a big dream. And I congratulate you for that. and I'd say never stop that. Now, And then I would talk, and then I would see like what you've done so far, and where do you want, like, what plans do you have to implement it? Because like that's the thing, like people can talk, but you have to have a structured set. You have to have goals, and then you have to have a structure, or at least a kind of like very brief description of just how you're gonna do that. So you have to have a structure. There has to be a structure in place, because it's kind of the way with my philosophy of how just like health and wellness, how to get there. Like it kind of commingles with life. It really does. And I learned everything I know about life through bodybuilding and through athletics. It's wild, but it gives you a big thing where you can do anything and everything that you want. Anything. You can literally, you can do anything you want in life. And there's a reason why people say that. And there's a reason why people do that, And it all begins down to the belief they have in their mind. Because ultimately, anybody can tell you anything. But until you believe it, until you actually, in your mind, believe it, and then have that feeling in your body, that's when it becomes real. So until that point happens, nothing. It's not real, Well, maybe not real, but you know what I mean.
Right.
It's not like real in your eyes, real in your mind. So with health and wellness, like with health, like I would say honestly, like if I'm talking to somebody brand new who's just starting, who wants to, get to like big Arnold Schwarzenegger, big boy kind of thing, I would just say, all right, dude, what you need to do from day one, you need to write that goal down. You say, okay, this is where I want to be, and write it, describe it. And then every single day, you can either rewrite that goal, which is always recommended, or you can just feel it and see it. So you can just visualize you're going to be there. Visualize you're flexing and your muscles are 20-inch arms, Visualize this in your body, because that visualization, it's a big word, my goodness. I'm just done with it. Moving on. with that, like that's the whole foundation. Like you have to be able to see it in order to get it. It's just how it works. It works hand in hand. So you got to have your goals. You got to be able to visualize where you want to be, and you got to just continuously put in day and day little efforts all the way throughout every single day, through every single week, every month, every year, year on, year out. Like that's what it's about. It's about daily action compounding on itself, because most people don't really know about the power of compounding. Like this is not just with, this is actually with anything in life. You take 2%, you compound that day in, day out for years on end. Like if you wrote down, I wish I could write this down and we could see it that way, because it turns from 2%, which most people think about as not that big. It's a small number. And if you take 2% of $10, $2. Woo! 2% of $100, $20. Or no, excuse me, that's $2. I don't know. $2. That's $2. $100, 2% is $2 there. That's not a lot of money still. Like, but if you take $2 day and you get $2 more every single day, like over 2 years, you have a lot of money, like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of money, and just that's 2 years isn't even that long a time, but people don't like to look into the future. So you just got to make sure, like wrapping it all up, coming back to it, you just got to make sure you have goals. You got to make sure you know those goals. You got to visualize yourself already achieving those goals and just getting super energized and happy about how it feels to have what you really want most. And then you have to continuously put in daily action and never, ever let yourself fall. Let yourself take a step back. Just keep moving. Like, obviously you're going to take a step back, but like they always say, like everybody, like all these famous people, celebrities always say, when you fall on your back, because when you can still look up, you can still get up. And that's what it takes. You have to fail, because that's how you learn. And if you don't fail, you don't win. It's just how it is.
I like that. That kind of goes back to that learning experience. Like you have to fail to learn how to become better at whatever you do, and that's just learning from experience. And the thing that I'm really getting from your vibes is that I really like is just the fact that like you're being very personalized with whoever you're going to work with. It's not just going to be, here's this template, here's an email, go ahead and go at it. Because there's so many of those out there that doesn't do shit for anyone. I could read any email and hit the delete button right away. If you're not holding someone accountable or actually personalizing it to someone, because just even me and you, if you sent me the same email as you, we're going to interpret that differently. We're going to be able to work at that differently. And that's just why like you need to be able to work individually and personally with everyone that you like meet and encounter.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about. That's like, people see that and they think like, oh my gosh, but like that's what I'm passionate about. Like, I don't see it as like work. I see it as enjoyment. Like, I love meeting new people. I love working with them. I love finding out what makes them tick. And I love implementing a strategy that works with them on their, like, what they're already kind of working with, you know?
No, I'm the same way. It's just that's the whole reason I created this podcast, is to be able to teach more people and reach more people and understand, like, ask questions of what do you want to learn, what do you need to know, and then I can actually get out there, learn for myself if I don't know it, or give them the knowledge that I have and try to help them on their journey.
Yeah, dude, this is honestly like, this is an awesome idea. This podcast is brilliant. I love it so much.
Oh,
such a brilliant idea.
It's been great.
I can't wait to see what you do with it, man.
So,
oh yeah.
Going back to the next question, what's something that you know now that you wish that you would have done differently or known that just starting out?
That you can never work hard enough. That's that one thing right there.
Yeah.
Like, because you really can't. Like, you can put in all the effort that you physically can in one day, in one time, at one training session, but then you come back tomorrow or 2 days later and you can put that same amount of energy in, and yet there's still be more in the tank. Mm-hmm. Do you find that interesting? Like, that's how the body adapts to things. Like, that's why you always have to put in more, compound a little bit more growth, 1% better every single day, every single time you do something. Because by the end of it, man, your skill set is going to be massive. It's going to be Everest. It's going to be so big, you know. And by the end of it, you've climbed Everest, and you're looking down like, damn, how'd I get here?
Like, and I feel like
taking one little step at a time.
That goes for both just like physical exertion of just working hard, and both just like learning more. Like, you can never get enough, and you can't ever work hard enough.
Yeah.
No, I like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, learning, dude. Learning is so key. You absolutely have to continually learn. We're all students.
And that goes right into my next question. So what's the latest thing that you've been interested in learning more about? Like, is there anything that you want to just look into lately that you've been hearing about or wanting to read about, or what are you currently just reading about and learning about?
Yeah, dude. Well, I was actually watching some TED Talks and podcasts yesterday about breathing techniques and how important breathing alone is for your body, and how it literally changes your physique, or changes your physiology, and then changes your state, you know, because you need to change your physiology to change your state. So how you breathe affects your mood, affects everything. And I was listening to some TED Talks where these guys and girls were spitting out some incredible knowledge on it. And I tried some of their breathing techniques. Like for example, you hold your breath, inhale for 4 seconds, keep it all in your belly, you know, keep your in your diaphragm, let your diaphragm expand, hold your breath for 4 seconds, or like inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7 seconds, exhale for 8, and just repeat that like 10 times. You will feel so much different than how you started. It's wild. It's so crazy. And that's one thing we never think about, breathing, because we do it so naturally. Like our body already does it for us. Like, we don't have to think about it. Otherwise we die. So our body doesn't want us to die. That's the big thing. It always wants to protect us. It's our number one defender, big time. But we have to go in sometimes and reprogram things, restructure things, and rebuild things, and tweak it to continuously get better. So that's one thing with breathing. It's amazing. So if you it's actually how you develop a sick and a strong core as well. Like, There's people who do breathing techniques that don't even like do any other core exercise, and dude, they're shredded. It's wild. I look at it like, what? No way. But it's crazy.
So something that I'm really getting at from everything you've been saying is just like how much sports psychology that you like put into your programming, like goal setting, breathing,
Yes.
and just the physical desire and like the motivation behind it. And I like that a lot, because a lot of people who try to step into this field, they don't know where to start because they're just very nervous about like where to go from here, like how to stay in the game, how to like stay in their head and keep them motivated. That's why a lot of people drop out, is they might have motivation for a year or even a few months, and then they just drop out right away. So that's something that's really good that I see that you're doing, is just basically you're going to be working one-on-one with people and just trying to keep that physical drive, keep that desire in their system.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. That's what I'm all about. Like big time. And that actually brings up something here that I haven't said yet. And I really am glad you mentioned motivation. I'm really glad you said that word, because like motivation is dead, dude. It is dead. There is nothing there. Motivation is nothing. Like, it's a feeling. And if you wait to feel, then you will never like get anything, you know? Like if you wait to feel happiness, you'll never be happy.
Right.
You'll be happy a lot less than you are upset. You know, feelings are something that you create. So if you wait to feel it when you can already create it from the start, that's just silly. It's just nonsense. Like, why would you do that? So that's what I always say, like, motivation is dead, because some days you're going to be motivated and some days you're not. But it doesn't matter, because this is where the daily action comes in. You have to continuously do things every single day. You got to continue working. You got to, no matter what, no matter how you feel. Because I'll tell you something, dude, like, if one day you're not feeling well, but your goal is in 90 days, like, I'll tell you, on that 90th day, when you achieve your goal, you think about all the days that you, like, you know, were feeling bad. Like, you're not going to remember that. You're just going to remember putting in the work. And you're going to remember, you know, be thankful for yourself that I did all this work. And that kind of, not only are you compounding the actual discipline to work, discipline to do the action, you compound and instill a sense of confidence and pride, because you know you're worthy enough because of what you've already done. You know, you have that confidence of, okay, I've done this already. Look what I've done. And I can do anything now. Like, if I've done this, man, anything else is nothing. This is a cakewalk, bro. Like, you start to instill that kind of discipline with it, instill that kind of mentality. Just doing little things day in and day out. Over a year, dude, it builds and changes you. And that's what I'm all about, you know. That's what I want to help with people and change, and get them to realize that anybody is capable of, like, thinking like being Jeff Bezos and being, like, you know, all these big names like Elon Musk. He is a god, though. I'm not gonna lie. Just playing. He's not a god. But Elon Musk, you know, always trust Elon Musk. That's true. He'll get us through this. But yeah, dude, like, this, anybody can do that. But it all starts from the beginning, and it all depends on how you compound through the day of your actions. It all depends on what you do.
No, I like some of those words that you use. It's just like, not everyone's going to be motivated. Like, hell, there's days where I know me and you, where we wake up and we're like, I really don't want to do this today, but we do it because it's part of our discipline.
Dude, absolutely.
To start off with,
I have so many of those days.
To start off with, people have to be motivated to be able to get up and start. But after that, the motivation starts going away and has to become part of a habit. It's got to become part of a lifestyle, and that's where the discipline comes in.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, once you do certain things, like, for enough days in a row, your body starts to do it, and you start to feel guilty when you don't do it. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, like, we all get it, you know, we're all human. Like, that's the thing. Nobody's perfect, but you can try to be as perfect as possible. But with that being said, like, dude, I've had so many days where I don't get up when my alarm, you know, is supposed to, like, when my alarm rings, I just hit snooze. You know, actually today actually is a prime example of where I just, you know, sometimes you just gotta it's all about how your recovery and how your mental game is, you know, with it. You just got to be just relaxed always, you know. So I actually, my dog climbed up in bed with me today, and she like literally wrapped in a ball like right next to my head, and so I just slept with her, you know, just slept with my dog there next to me for an extra few hours, you know, just kind of relaxing and just chilling with
But sometimes,
her. So it's kind
sometimes
of
you
cool,
need
but
that to recharge.
lazy, you know. Yeah, exactly. So you got to be like go all the time, but you also have to find that fine line of your recharge moment as well. So it's very key. Recovery and work, they work
And
hand
you
in
just got to
hand.
find that perfect balance to find out like how are you going to keep moving forward.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And just don't think about it. Just do it.
And then that moves me into the next question of just where do you see yourself in the future / just where do you see this field headed in the future?
Well, that's a great question, because who knows where this industry is going to go? You know, who really does? And that's exciting and amazing at the same time. Like I see opportunity in that, because that just means there's something that somebody doesn't know that I can learn faster, and I can implement faster, and I can dominate that faster. So
Like
that's cool.
You can come up with
Bring
a
it
new
on. Let's go.
concept and you can be the future. Like since there's no exact like place where it's headed, who knows? Like me or you, or even just the next person that we went to school with, they could be the next just biggest name in this field. You never know.
Seriously,
and
man.
that's just why I want to see, like,
it's up
that's
to
just
the
why
taking.
I want to know, like, where are you going in the future? Like, where do you see yourself in the future with this?
Yeah, well, where I see myself, I definitely see myself just continuously working, and continuously working that, like, as a person, as like training people, you know, and whether that be ideally, like, I would love to help billions of people, and not just like I would love to do it. Like, that's something that I'm saying I will do in my lifetime. I will help at least 1 billion people. Like, I will help them in some way, somehow, to better their life. And that's actually my fuel, my passion. Like, I know this is gonna happen. Like, this is gonna happen, and it's just a matter of finding where my route is gonna be. You know, and maybe it's not just going to be one thing. Maybe it's not just going to be fitness. Maybe it's going to be like sales and stuff like that in business. You know, maybe I'm going to help people there, or maybe I'm just going to help people in all aspects. You know, I'm going to help my sales bodybuilders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm just going to help them grow. I don't know, but yeah, dude, I just see myself, like, in 10 years, I see myself running this business. You know, growing, reaching millions of people, reaching hopefully billions of people by that time, and just, you know, having trainers working under me and working with me and side by side with me, just to help people, you know, and just leading them and just growing this business, dude. That's what I want to be. I just want to reach people. I want to reach as many people as I can.
And that's the same exact thing that I'm doing over here. It's just I created this to try to get out as many people as possible. And I just like the way you said that. It's not just like I want to reach 1 billion people and affect 1 billion people. It's like I will. And the only way that you can ever make anything that impactful is if you have that attitude. If you don't have that attitude behind it, then when you're seeing that I'm not doing it right now, I'm not actually making it as far, as making as big of an impact as I want to be right now, that's when people start to shy away from whatever they're doing. And if you just know, like, I will do this, like, I don't care how long it takes, I don't care what it takes to do that, I'm going to do it though. Like, that's the attitude that I like to hear.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
And so I'm done with all my questions, so I just want to open this up to you. So is there anything that I didn't ask or cover that you just want to bring up and talk about?
Yeah, I mean these are all great questions, and I'm pretty sure, like, we covered a lot of stuff, but yeah, just like, I'm gonna go ahead, like, for everybody listening, for everybody who, like, just wants to learn a little bit more, like, I have all my stuff right now growing, my Instagram accounts, my social media accounts, so feel free. I would love for everybody to follow me, and I would just appreciate that so much. You know, spreading love, that's what we're doing here, that's what we're about, and changing lives. So it's my first name, my middle name, and my last name. So Dillon, Dillon .Michael.Smith. So that's my personal Instagram and my kind of Instagram account. And then for the growth mindset and where you can find this ebook, is going to be at Growth Mindset Fitness, Growth Mindset _fitness. So, and it's all on my personal link. It's all linked up there. So I got everything growing there. So, but yeah, dude, like, I don't know. This was a great podcast, dude. I thought this was a great time. We're almost 40 minutes in here. We were just talking for hours. But yeah, dude, like, I don't know. If anybody's like listening to this, I'll just say this one thing here. If anybody like is listening to this and anybody, it kind of like, if my words at all in some way kind of just stuck out to you, I really hope it brought a little bit of conviction on you, and I really hope you take that upon yourself to just start searching out, start reaching out, and start learning, just to see, whether that be following me, whether that be just following your own route, to just kind of seeing like how your thoughts really do shape your reality, and how you can use that and manipulate it to manifest anything you want. Just work hard. That's all you got to do. Just keep working, and it'll come to you. So with that, that's all I got. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm really excited to read this book. When's it come out?
So I'm putting on the finishing touches to it, the finishing edits right now. So it should be very soon. I would say like within a week or two minimum. So it's coming very soon.
I can't wait to read through some of this book, and I'll probably get you back on here one more time, or even a few more times, to just talk about it and just to hear what you've been learning lately, and
yeah, man. See how it's going.
Get you back on the podcast and be a guest again, because I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, dude, I enjoyed it too, man. I would love that. I'd appreciate it. Let's do it.
So I just want to really thank you for taking this time out of your day to come on here and just give us a better understanding of what you've been up to recently. I'm just really excited to keep following what you're doing, and I just hope all of the listeners are too. I can just say that I fully believe that everyone should go check out what Dillon's doing, because he's going places, and he's going to be going places pretty quickly. So it's just worth that time with just to go and see what everything we talked about today, and just see what it's really all about. And just feel free to reach out to either of us with any questions that you got, because we have quite a bit of knowledge behind us.
Any questions?
We're just willing to give out advice to anyone who needs it and is willing out to seek it. So just take advantage of that opportunity.
Amen. All right. Thank you, Jeff, for this opportunity, and can't wait, until next time.
Thank you again, Dillon, for being on this week's episode and taking the time to share everything that you did. So have a great week, everyone, and I'll talk to you guys in the next podcast.